Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Good morning or good afternoon now, everybody. Happy Sabbath. Peaceful Sabbath to everyone. Music might be a little too loud. See you, Jackson family. We see you. Shabbat Shalom. We see you, Sister VJ. Shabbat Shalom. Jacksons. And Jones is in the house. Woodard's in the house. Thank y'all for joining us today. Give everybody a few more minutes to get on in here. But I hope you had a successful week, a blessed week as we are on this day of rest. Yes, yes. In the land of survivors. Hallelujah. Got a great lesson for you guys today. Most High gave it to me. He gave it to me. I've been wanting to do this class a while. For a while. And, you know, he released me to do it. I said, I'm going to do it. So, guys, just thank y'all for coming in and joining in with us today to honor the Most High's holy day, the Sabbath, is what he signed creation with. Try to give everybody at least about one more minute to get in here. I see we got six in the room. I usually like to start when we get to like 8. But guys, just continue to be in prayer for people. Do you know a lot of people didn't make it this week, didn't make it to this morning? Like Sister Sheila said, she said that we're in the land of the survivors. Didn't make it, guys. This pestilence that's all in the world is taking lives. It's taking lives. See you, Chief Scientist. Thank you for joining us today. Brother. All right. Well, guys, I usually like to go at 8, but I see 7. But we're going to go ahead and get started because we don't want to hold up everybody's day today. So I'm going to mute that music. All right, guys. And we're going to get into the Most High's holy word. Those that are here. Those that are not, and those that are on their way, they will be coming. So let's get started. So I'm going to add that to the screen. Maximize it. Great lesson for you today, guys. Great lesson for you. Hit that like button if you can. It helps the ministry out. And I will say this too. Man, the channel is growing, guys. The channel is growing. We're up to 106. When I first started getting on here, it was like 9. I was going to quit the channel. We see you, Sister Erica. Shabbat Shalom. But it's growing. I think 106 subscribers may not seem much to people that are like, oh, that's all your channel have. When you're teaching truth, that's a lot. But we're going to pray and we're going to get into the Most High's word today. Father, Abba, we just thank you for today, your Sabbath day, your special set apart day. We just thank you for all those who decided to partake in this day and to join us for a time in your word. We just thank you right now in advance that they will be blessed and they will be edified and they will be changed for the better in their lives. And not only will they listen, be a hearer, but they will be a doer of what they learned today. We just ask you right now that you just bless each and everybody that's in this meeting, their friends, their families. Just bless them, Father, beyond their wildest dreams. Just bless them. And right now we give you all the honor, all the glory, all the praise, everything that's due your precious, magnificent, holy name. In the name of your son, Yahushua. Amen. Amen. Blessings to all of you guys. Blessings for all you guys. See you, Sister Eunice. See you. We see you. But guys, today's teaching, I ain't going to waste no time. We're going to get on in. It's called The Volume of the Book. You see Psalms 40:7 right there on the screen. It says, then I, lo, then said I, lo, then I, who? Christ said, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. The whole book was written about him. Him who? Christ. And we're going to show you that today. And this will be a good companion class with the What Are Scriptures class that we did a few weeks ago. It's a great companion class. They go hand in hand together. And the purpose of me doing this class is because we have this thing in the body of Yahushua, in the body of Messiah, where we say, oh, is that Old Testament or is that New Testament? We have a problem. That little page in the middle of the book that say New Testament, it has most Christians, most so-called followers of Messiah saying, oh, we don't have to do that. That Old Testament, we don't have to do that no more. But now they go back and pick and choose and take out of what they want out of it. So we'll take this, we'll take this, we'll take this, we'll take this, and just forget about it. They have no idea that the front of the book matches the other half of the book. We're going to show you Yahushua in the volume of the book, the entire book today, every book of the Old Testament. We're going to show you him. But first, we're going to start in Luke. We got to get it from him. This is Luke 25 through 32. This is when they were on the road to Emmaus after he died and resurrected. Then he said unto them, they walking on the road, they were crying, oh, they didn't recognize him. He had hold in their eyes so they couldn't recognize who he was. But then he said to them, oh, fools, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. You can't see me. You can only hear my voice. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Is that the same with everybody else too? Oh, my wife says she can see me. Can anybody else see me? If you have my phone number, you can text me and let me know, or you can put it in the chat if you can see me or not. But it don't matter. You don't have to see me as long as you can see what's on that screen. Anybody? Nobody saying anything? Give y'all a couple of seconds. It's a little delay in between. Can everybody see and hear me? Okay, Sister Sheila, I think and Brother Jackson, it might be on y'all end. So I don't know if I can do anything. Okay, but boy, this is an important message. But hey, have your pad, Jacksons, have your pad. All right, but we're gonna keep it moving. I'm sorry that you're not able to see it. It's technology sometimes. But it says, he said, ought not the Christ have to suffer these things and to enter into his glory? And beginning at what? Moses and all the prophets. Beginning at what? Moses and all the prophets, some of the prophets, all of the prophets, the major and what they said, the so-called major and minor prophets. Ain't none of them major and minor to the Most High. They all his prophets. He expounded unto them all the scriptures, the things concerning himself. And they drew nigh unto the village whither they went, and he made as though he would have gone further. He acting like, oh, I gotta go to the next town, Well, you guys, y'all stop. Well, I gotta keep on going. But they constrained him, saying, abide with us, live with us, stay with us. For it is toward evening, and the day is far spent, and he went in to tarry with them. And it came to pass, as he sat at meat with them, resurrected, he can eat too. He eating, resurrected, he can eat. He took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave to them, and their eyes were opened, and they knew him, and he vanished out of their sights. And he said, and they said to one another, did not our heart burn with us while he talked with us by the way? And while he opened the script, he opened to us the what? The scriptures of what? All of the things concerning him. He's in the volume of the book. Let's go to Hebrews 10, 5 through 7. It says, wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he says, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not. Didn't want that, but a body thou hast prepared me. In burnt offering and sacrifices for sin, thou hast no pleasure. Then I said, lo, I come. What did he say? I come in the volume of the book. It is written. Now, wait a minute. Time out. And yeah, Sister Sheila, Sister Erica put something on there that might can help you out as far as seeing. But Hebrews 10, 5 through 7, Sister Yanis, Auntie GW, I see you. But it says, but it says the volume of the book, time out. What do you mean? When Psalms 40 and 6 was written, when it was written, there was no Matthew to Malachi. What volume of the book he's really talking about the first 5 books, Torah. That's the 5 books he's talking about. And then the prophets also spoke of him too. That's what he explained to his disciples on the road to Emmaus. But he said in the volume of the book, it is written of me. And this is always a chance I get to throw in the Septuagint. Because people, the Septuagint, what you reading? But if you compare Hebrews 10:5, it says, wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he says, sacrifices and offering thou wouldest not, but a body thou hast prepared. A what? A body thou hast prepared. But when you look in the King James, Psalm 40 and 6, which is quoting, it says, sacrifice and burnt offering thou dost not desire. Mine ears hast thou opened. If he is quoting Psalms 40 and 6, why is it not matching up in Hebrews 10:5? Because the writer of Hebrews 10:5 is quoting the Greek Septuagint. The Greek Septuagint says, sacrifice and burnt offering thou wouldest not, but a body thou hast prepared for me. So whoever wrote Hebrews, they're quoting the Greek Septuagint and not the Masoretic text, which was much later after the Masoretes. They mind has thou opened, even though it's true. So let's keep it moving. It's right there if you want to. We'll go ahead and read it. It says, sacrifice and burnt offering thou didst not desire. Mine ears hast thou opened. Burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required. Then said lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. I delight to do thy will, O God. Yea, what? Thy law is within my heart. It's supposed to always be in your heart. This is not a new thing. But today, in modern day Christianity, we're making it like the law being in your heart is a new thing. It's not new, that's old. Then this person, whoever is written about in the volume of the book, he said, I have preached righteousness. What's righteousness? Read the screen that's scrolling. He said, I have preached what? Righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, I have not refrained my lips. O Lord, thou knowest. I have not hid thy righteousness. I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart. Meaning I ain't just keeping it to myself. I have declared thy faithfulness and thy salvation. I have not concealed thy loving kindness and thy truth from the great congregation. I'm telling them all, just like I'm doing today. Withhold not thy tender mercies from me, O Lord. Let thy loving kindness and thy truth continually preserve me. That is the blessing, folks. Folks don't know the blessing is his word. But we're going to look up that word will, because that's what he said he came to do. He said what? Will. That word is thelema. It is will, desire, pleasure. What one wishes or has determined shall be done. The purpose of God to bless mankind through Christ of what God wishes to be done by us. Commands, precepts. That's what Christ came to do. He said that back in Psalms 40. I ain't hiding it from the congregation. Our preachers today, they're hiding it from us because Matthew 6:10 says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in what? In heaven. Let's keep it moving. Watch this. Christ said this before we get into this. John 5:46-47. For had ye believed Moses, Moshe, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. Christ said he wrote about me. But if you believe not his writings, what he wrote about me, how shall you believe my words? They're the same as what Moses' writing equals Yeshua's, Yahoshua, Yahoshua, whatever you call him, the one that died on Calvary, him. His words are the same as Moses' writings. But we're going to get this kicked off in Genesis, or also known in the Hebrew as Bereshit. It means in the beginning. In the beginning. We're going to show you Christ in the beginning. Let's show you him. I could have just used Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God. Well, let's keep it moving. But we're going to go to Genesis 3:14-15. It says, and the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, what? Murdered man. Spiritually killed man. Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust thou shalt eat all the days of thy life. Do serpents still slither on their bellies? Yes. But I thought that's a old covenant. Don't that serpent know it's a new covenant now? No, the punishment God dealt to him, it stays that way. And I will put what? And I will put enmity or hatred between thee and the woman, and between thy seed, Satan's seed, is evildoers or Edom, and her seed, which is what? Christ. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Satan, the woman's seed will bruise thy head, and you will bruise his heel. How? Christ is going to crush him. Let's go to Romans 16-20 to see a little bit of this. This is what Paul said in Romans 16:20. And the God of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. So back then, when Paul, after Christ then died, resurrected, ascended on high, Satan ain't under your feet yet. Paul said, soon, shortly, he would do it. When he come back. Right now, we in battle with this dude, spiritual warfare with this dude, and his kingdom and his army. It says, the grace of our Lord Yeshua Christ be with you. Amen. That's Christ in Genesis. He's the seed of the woman. He came through the woman, which was who? Mary at the time. But Eve is the mother of all living. Right? Let's keep it moving. Let's go to Exodus. Shemot. It means now these are the names. Why does it mean these are the names? Because those are the first few words of Exodus. But you know, when you get to the Greek, they call it Exodus, or the departure, or leaving out. But we're going to look and we're going to see Christ in Exodus as well. Let's go ahead. Exodus 23:20-11. Watch this. And behold, I sent an angel before thee to keep thee in the way. Christ said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. and bring to thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him. The Most High said, beware of this angel. Who is this angel? Beware of him and do what? Obey or hearken unto his what? His voice, brothers and sisters. Provoke him not. For what if you provoke him, what will he do? He will not pardon your transgression. Why? He will not pardon your transgression. He said, for my name is in him. What's the Most High name? That's when you go to Revelation 19:11-13. And it says, and this is John. He said, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. Who's sitting on that white horse? Christ. And he that said, the Christos, the anointed one, And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness, he doth judge. What does he do? He make war. The whole book is about this when he coming to do this at the end. The whole book, I say, the whole book. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were what? Many crowns. That's just symbolic of all of the nations are going to bow to him and going to be under him. You're not going to be walking around with a stack of crowns on his head. That's symbolic for he going to rule everything. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And his name is called what? The Word of God. Whoever this angel was that went before them, who they were supposed to listen to, and if they didn't provoke him, and if they provoked him, he wouldn't pardon their sin. The Word is, and his name was the Word. That was Christ, folks. Let's go to Exodus 24. We're going to show you a little bit more of him. Watch this. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord. Some of the words, a few of the words, 2 or 3 of the words. All the words of the Lord and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which the Lord have said, we will do. What words? The 10 Commandments, folks. And then let's see. And Moses wrote all his own words. Moses wrote all of the words of the Most High and rose up early in the morning, and he built an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of the oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood, that was the blood of the covenant, animal's blood, and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant, which he wrote, and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that the Lord has said, we will do and be what? Obedient. Are you obedient? Verse 8, and Moses took the blood and sprinkled it. He sprinkled it on the people. Are you covered with Yeshua's blood? And said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words. Then went up Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and the 70 elders of Israel, and they saw the God of Israel. And under his feet, and under his feet, as it were a paved work of sapphire stone, and it were the body of heaven in its clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel he laid not his hand. Also they saw God and did eat and drink. The nobles, they saw too. And the Lord said unto Moses, come up to me in the mount and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone and a law and commandments which I have written, that thou mayest what? Teach them. He said, what the stone that I wrote, you're going to teach it to them. I'm going to put it on the stones. Come up here, and I will give you the tables to write them on. Everything I told you so you can write on them. But they saw the God of Israel, brothers and sisters. Who was that? That was Christ. They didn't see no God, because if they saw the Most High, this is blatantly contradicting that. This is 9 chapters later. And the Lord said unto Moses, I will do this thing. This is after Moses then broke the stones, and the Most High, and he said, Lord, if we found grace in your eyes, they didn't worship the calf, they didn't did this and did that. If we found grace in your eye, let us know. But it says, then the Lord said unto Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken, for thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. And he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. It's enough. It ain't enough. He said, I didn't give you the grace, man. But he said, show me your glory. I want to see you. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee, and will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and show mercy on him I will show mercy. And he said, thou cannot see my face, for there shall be no man see me and live. But I thought they just saw the God of Israel. They saw Yeshua, folks. That's who they saw. He's the God of your Old Testament. He's his father representative. But anyway, And the Lord said, behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock, and it shall come to pass while my glory passeth by, that I will put thee in the cleft of the rock, and will cover thee with my hand while I pass by, and I will take mine hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen. But I thought also he said he talked to Moses face to face. He talked with Moses mouth to mouth. Your mouth is on your face. But anyway, Exodus 34:1, it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, hew thee 2 stones of stables like unto the first, 2 tables of stone like unto the first. And I will write upon the tables the words that were in the first tablets, which thou breakest. That's what he do. You break it, he just keep re-giving you the same thing. I have children students that's on my basketball team, and in the beginning, we have to give them we give them a permission form and everything, in case they get hurt and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of times they lose the one you gave them, or it gets destroyed some kind of way. And they said, can I have a new one or another one? What do I give them? Do I give them a new permission slip and release form? No, I give them the same one. Oh boy. But let's move to Leviticus. We're not going to spend a lot of time in Leviticus, but Leviticus is way require the law of offerings. We just know that he became the high priest and the sacrifice. He became the high priest and the sacrifice. There you see him in Leviticus. Let's keep it moving. Let's go on to Numbers. It says Numbers. It's Waye Debarer. I'm not really that good at speaking Hebrew. One day I will. When Yahoshua come back and give us that pure language that he say he gonna give us, I'll know it then. But it means, and he said. In the Greek, it means in the wilderness. This is when they were in the wilderness years. But let's show you him in Numbers. And only in one verse we're gonna show you him. Watch this. And when Moses had gone into the tabernacle of the congregation to speak with him who? Then he heard the voice of one speaking unto him from off, but in the New King James it said above the mercy seat that was upon the ark of the testimony from between the 2 cherubs, and he spake unto him. It's that same angel that been going with them, guys. Christ. Christ. He's in every book. Let's go to Deuteronomy, which means the words. It's Deuteronomy or Devarim. It says the words. And in the Jews, they say the second law. Meaning what? He gave it to them again. That's why in Deuteronomy chapter 5, you see the 10 commandments being given again. This lesson is what you can use, brothers and sisters, when you're trying to convince your loved ones and your relatives and your coworkers and your friends that, hey, look, guys, we still got to keep the commandments. Christ he the same yesterday, today, and forever. And this is him throughout the book. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 18, 15 through 20. I give y'all this one all the time. It says, the Lord thy God, this is Moses talking. He said, the Lord thy God will raise unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Moses telling the children of Israel, he going to raise up a prophet from the midst of y'all, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken, you shall listen. Watch this. According to all that thou desirest of the Lord God in Horeb, where that's Sinai, in the day the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. Supposed to have been more tablets, but they said, we don't want to hear no more, Moses. You go up there and you get the rest. And he went up there and got the rest. And that's when he came back down and just told them. And then they said, all that the Lord has said we will do. Now watch this. And the Lord said unto me, and the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken. Moses said, the Lord then said to me. Now I believe Moses. He heard from the Lord. These prophets, preachers today, talking about they heard from the Lord. Paula White, the Lord says it is done. The angels coming from Africa right now. What? No. Moses said, and the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. The Most High said, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren. What? Like unto thee, like you, Moses, and put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. What? What did he say? And you have some Tanakh only people. You got some people that know they Israel, but they don't believe the New Testament. They just believe the Old Testament. Well, that prophet was Joshua. That prophet was Joshua that he was gonna raise up like unto him. I should have put that in here, but I'm gonna turn to Deuteronomy real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 34, verse 10. When Moses dies, it says, "But since then, after Moses died, there has not arisen in Israel a prophet like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face or mouth to mouth." It wasn't Joshua, it was Yahushua. And you can go read Acts chapter 3 and Acts chapter 7. We want to read it today. And Peter and Stephen understood that Yahushua was the prophet like unto Moses. Do you understand that? Let's go to Joshua. Or people don't know that Joshua and Yahoshua, Yeshua, are the same name. It means Yah's salvation, the Most High salvation. Let's look at Joshua 5. We're not in 5:13 through 15. Watch this. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, what is the people don't understand that when angels came down here, they looked like men. But watch this. There stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him. And that's why everybody, I know the Most High's name is the Messiah's name is Yeshua. But how come you don't hear folks? They always, when they be preaching, they still be saying Joshua. Joshua and Yeshua is the same name. Oh, yes, his name is important. But if you're going to be on people's head about you ain't saying this right, you ain't saying that right, change all of the names back to what they're supposed to be. All right. And that's why I had a Sefer Bible. I gave it away to one of our members here in Memphis. I gave it away. But it had all of the names changed. I'm gonna get me another one. Just ain't gotten around to getting me another one. But anyway, it says, and it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with a sword in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said, Art thou for us, or for our adversaries, or our enemies? And he said, Nay. Who is this guy? But as captain of the host of the Lord, or the host of the angel armies, am I now come? And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said, What saith my Lord unto thy servant? And the captain of the Lord's host said unto Yeshua, Loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place wherein thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. That's Yeshua. That's Yeshua talking to Yeshua. or Jesus talking to Joshua. Yeshua talking to Yeshua. Yahoshua talking to Yahoshua. Yahushua talking to Yahushua. But he took his, what did we see that before? When Moses was at the bush, he had to take his shoes off. Yeshua. Now, how do I know this? If he's the captain of the Lord's host? He the captain. He the leader of the Most High's host. And it says, let's go to Revelation 19:11 through 15. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness, what's that? Read the bottom of the scroll down there. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. We read this already, but I want to skip to verse 14. It says, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. Why are they following him? Because he's the captain of the Lord's host. Oh, my goodness. Let's hit Judges. Now, this is going to be a long one. This is going to be the longest one we do today. Judges, or Shaphatim. It means judges, rulers, deliverers. Let's go to Judges 13:1 through 22. We're going to read about Samson. Watch this. Judges 13:1 through 22. Yeshua is in Judges? Yes, I told you. He said I'm in the volume of the book. Let's read it. The children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, like they doing today. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines for 40 years. Black folks, you in trouble. Why? Because you're disobedient. You don't want to obey. We are the most rebellious people. We don't want to do nothing people tell us to do. I ain't doing that. Go on your job. The boss said 15-minute break. 15-minute break. 15 minutes of you still sitting down. Get your behind. Just rebellious. Get up. Stop stealing time. Get back to work. Oh, yeah, I see you, Strong Man. It's one of my favorite books too. But we gotta be faithful, guys. Look at men of God like Daniel. Like Daniel. He said, "Oh, king, live forever." He followed the rules. As long as they didn't conflict with the Most High's rules. But you can't get back off the line, off your break to get back to work before the. I remember when I used to do it. They old punk. Look at him. Look at him. What you walking back for? Well, man, we gotta be back. I tell these people. Watch this. And you ask my wife, I'm a timely person. I hate being late. I'm in a bad mood when I'm running late. It says, Judges 13:1. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistine 40 years. And there was a certain man of Zorah of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, that's Samson's dad. And his wife was barren and bare not. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman. We're going to show you who this is. And he said unto her, Behold, now thou art barren and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee. Why? He said, I pray thee, he said, and drink not wine or strong drink, or eat not any unclean thing. Why? Because she's about to get pregnant. That's what she's about to do. Ain't no drinking wine and strong drink. Because fetal alcohol syndrome can affect the child even then, like we got today. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come upon his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, Hey, watch this. Now it was an angel, but what she say? A man. They come down looking like men. A man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of the Lord. Very terrible or awesome. King James is a little outdated. Terrible, awesome. Look it up. Very terrible. But I asked him not whence he was, neither told me his name. But he said unto me, Behold, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and now drink no wine or strong drink. No wine or strong drink. Don't drink wine, and definitely don't be drinking no tequila, no vodka. Cut it out. Neither eat any unclean thing. Leave them pigs alone. Don't be eating no shrimps. I know they even tell pregnant women to lay off a lot of like shrimp and stuff because it's got mercury and stuff in it. Even now, leave that alone. For the child shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb to the day of his death. Now watch this. And Manoah entreated the Lord and said, Oh my Lord, let the man of God which thou didst send come unto us again, and teach us what we shall do unto the child that he shall be born. That's what you're supposed to be asking the Most High. How should I lead my children? What should I do for my children? And teach us what we shall do to the child that shall be born. And the Most High hearkened or listened to the voice of Manoah. And the angel of God again came to the woman as she sat in the field, but Manoah, her husband, was not with her. And the woman made haste and ran and showed her husband and said unto him, Behold, the man appeared unto me that came unto me the other day. And Manoah arose and went after his wife and came to the man and said unto him, Art thou the man that spoketh unto the woman? And he said, I am. I am that I am. But anyway, and Manoah said, Now let the words come to pass. How shall we order the child? And how shall we do unto him? And the angel of the Lord said to Manoah, Of all that I have said unto the woman, let her be aware. She may not eat of anything that cometh of the vine, neither let her drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. All I commanded her, let her observe. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, I pray thee, let us detain thee until we have made ready a kid for thee. And the angel of the Lord said to Manoah, though thou detain me, I will not eat of thy bread. I ain't gonna eat your food. And if thou would offer a burnt offering, thou must offer it unto the Lord. For Manoah knew not that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, what is thy name? What's your name, brother? that when thy sayings come to pass, we may do thee honor. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, why askest thou thus after my name, seeing it is secret? So Manoah took a kid and a meat offering offered upon a rock unto the Lord, and the angel did wondrously, and Manoah and his wife looked on. For it came to pass when the flame went up towards heaven from the altar, that the angel of the Lord ascended into the flame of the altar. And Manoah and his wife looked on it and fell on their faces to the ground. But the angel of the Lord did no more appear to Manoah and his wife. Then Manoah knew that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto his wife, we shall surely die. Why? Because we have seen God. They saw his representative, the angel of the Lord. That was Yahoshua. Why? He said, my name is secret. Secret. I'm going to show you something about that word secret. That word is Pauli. It says remarkable, secret, wonderful. That's going to come up in Isaiah. Wonderful. That was his name. Wonderful. Oh, we're going to show you, but let's go to root. It means friendship. Friendship. Ruth 3:9-12-13. This is just Yahoshua as our kinsman redeemer. He's our kinsman redeemer. He redeemed us. We're not going to even read it. Just you can read it on your own. He's our redeemer. In Ruth, it represents him being our what? Our redeemer. Our redeemer lives. Let's keep it going. 1 Samuel. Now, this is in the Septuagint, or in the Hebrew Bible. In the ancient text, 1 Samuel and 2 Samuel was one book. In 1 Kings and 2 Kings was one book. But in the Septuagint, 1 Samuel is 1 Kings. 2 Samuel is 2 Kings. 1 Kings is 3 Kings, and 2 Kings is 4 Kings. Just some Bible knowledge for you to know. But Samuel means the name of God. His name is God. Heard of God. Let's look at Yahoshua in Samuel. 1 Samuel, to be exact, to be precise. And the child Samuel, what'd he do? He ministered unto the Lord before Eli. And the word of the Lord was precious in those days. More standard translation said was rare in those days. He wasn't really talking to folks then. was precious in those days. There was no open vision. Because why? It was rare. But watch this. We're going to skip 20 verses. And we're going to see who he appeared to. And the Lord appeared again in Shiloh, for the Lord revealed himself to Samuel. Who? It wasn't the Most High. Why? Because we know in John 5:37, it says, and the Father himself, which have sent me, this Christ's words, have bore witness of me. Ye have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape. Then in John 1:18, John said, no man have seen God at any time. The only begotten Father, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. So the person Samuel was seeing, there you go. You got Yahoshua in the book of Samuel. Let's keep it moving. Look at 2 Samuel. Watch this. 2 Samuel 5:1-4. It says, then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron and spake, saying, behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. So what I'm getting ready to show you here, this is a type of Christ. All of Israel coming up under David, who Yahoshua is the root and offspring of David. But when Saul was king, the Most High took the crown from him and anointed David king. But everybody didn't follow David for a little while. Only the Jews, only Judah followed, only the house of Judah followed David. But this is a type of Christ. But watch this. It says, then came all the tribes of Israel to David. All of Israel gonna come to Yahushua in the last day. Watch. Unto Hebron and spake, saying, behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Also in time past, when Saul was king over us, thou was he that led us out and brought us in Israel. And the Lord said to thee, then the Lord said to thee, you, David, you shall feed my people Israel. Yahushua is the shepherd. This is a type of him. And thou shalt be captain over Israel. the earthly Israel at the time. The earthly. Christ was the shepherd of the heavenly Israel, the captain of the Most High's host in the Shemaim, or in the heavens. So all the elders of Israel came to the king of Hebron, and King David made a league with them in Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel. David was 30 years old, same age Christ was when he started his ministry, and he reigned 40 years, but Yahushua gonna reign forever. Watch this. Let's go to 1 Kings, or 3 Kings in the Septuagint. It says Vahamalek, which means now king. When I watch this, who was now the king at this time in 1 Kings? David. Now the days of David drew nigh. We're going to show you him in 1 Kings 2, 1 through 4. And it's called 1 Kings, or now king, because, let's go to it real quick. Let me show you. Because the first few words is now King David. Now king. That's why it's called that. All right, here we go. But let's go to 1 Kings 2, 1 through 4. Just a lot of little nuggets you can get, guys. Boy, this Bible has everything you would need and more. Now watch this. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, I done read y'all this 1,000 times. I go the way of all the earth. I'm finna die, boy. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. Don't be a little boy no more. You're a man now. You're a man now. You're a man. And keep the charge of the Lord thy God to do what? Walk in his ways. What's that? His laws. Those are his ways. His ways don't change. To keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies. How do you do this, my son Solomon? As it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou dost, and whatsoever thou turnest thyself, that the Lord may continue his word, which he spake concerning me. Me who? David, saying, if thy children take heed to their way, to walk before me in truth, with all their heart. I'm telling you, this heart thing is not new. And with all thy soul, there shall not fail thee, said he, the Lord, a man on the throne of Israel. As long as they keep my laws, my statutes, and commandments, they will be on the throne. And when Christ coming back, he's sitting on that throne of his father, what? David. He talking to Solomon, but Yahushua is in that seed line. Go read Matthew 1:1. I told one person before, you know that Yahushua is the son of David. You shut your blasphemous mouth up. I said, the God is his dad. I said, yeah, but David is too. You lying. I said, you say you read the whole Bible? Yes, I read the whole Bible. I said, you skip Matthew 1:1. We ain't gonna read it. And when I showed it to him, oh, he do say that, don't it? 2 Kings, or 4 Kings. Only one verse. Yet the Lord would not destroy Judah for David his servant's sake, as he promised him to give him always a light and to his children. He told him, boy, David, it's going to always be a man that sit on the throne from your seed line. That's all you get. Christ in 2 Kings. Let's go to 1 Chronicles. It means the words, accounts, and events of the days. The Chronicles. Not the Chronicles of Narnia. The Chronicles. Again, this is about David gathering Israel to himself, like Christ, his seed line further on gonna do. Then all of Israel gathered themselves to David unto Hebron, saying, behold, we are bone of thy bone, flesh of thy flesh. What that sound like to y'all? Let's go back. Same thing in 2 Samuel chapter 5. Oh, boy, I tell you. Then all Israel gathered themselves unto Hebron, saying, Behold, we are of thy bone and thy flesh, and moreover in time past. But we ain't gonna skip to verse 3. Therefore came all the elders of Israel to the king of Hebron, and David made a covenant with them in Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel according to the word of the Lord by Samuel. And David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, which is Jebus, or where the Jebusites were, the Hubusi people, where the Jebusites were, the inhabitants of the land. Got to kick them out. Why? It's ours. Verse 5. And the inhabitants of Jebus said to David, Thou shalt not come hither. Nevertheless, David took the castle of Zion, which is the city of David. Took it. He gonna do that again. Let's go to 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 7 through 10. We're almost halfway done. Now it was in the heart of David, my father. This is when Solomon's going to build a temple. It says, it was in the heart of David, my father, to build an house for the name of the Lord, the God of Israel. But the Lord said to David, my father, for as much as it is in thine heart to build a house for my name, thou didst well in that it was in thine heart. It was good, it was in your heart, but I ain't going to let you do it. Notwithstanding, thou shalt not build a house, but thy son, which shall come forth out of thy loins, he shall build a house for my name, just like Christ is going to build a house for his name. It don't matter what the people in the land today, whatever they build, it don't matter. Christ is going to be the one to build the temple, folks. Go watch our class, the temple of the Lord, the real temple of the Lord. Go watch it. So, but he said, but thy son which shall come forth out of thy loins, he shall build a house for my name. That's the promise that the Most High made to him in 1 Kings 2, 1 through 4, which we already read. The Lord therefore hath performed his word that he has spoken, for I am risen up in the room of David my father, and am set on the throne of Israel, as the Lord promised, and have built the house for the name of the Lord God of what? Israel. Let's skip to 2 Chronicles 34, 29 through 33. Then the king sent and gathered together all the elders of Judah and Jerusalem. And the king went up into the house of the Lord, and all the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. I hope y'all getting some today. I know it's a lot of verses, because Brother Ronnie going to give you about 600 verses minimum every week. Sunday, they give you 2 or 3, 5 at the most. If you've been with me long enough, we done read the whole Bible. So you can say, yeah, I read it all going to Brother Ronnie church. We read it all. But anyway, hit that like button if you can. No pressure, but if you can, helps the channel out a lot, the ministry out a lot. But watch this. And the king went up into the house of the Lord, and all the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem and the priests and the Levites and all the people, great and small. And he read in their ears the words of the book of the covenant that was found in the house of the Lord. And the king stood in his place and made a covenant before the Lord to walk after the Lord and to keep his commandments and his testimonies and his statutes with all his heart. This heart thing ain't new. And with all thy soul, to perform the words of the covenant which is written in the book. The same book where he said, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. And he caused all that were present in Jerusalem and Benjamin to stand in it. And the inhabitants of Jerusalem did according to the covenant of God and the God of their fathers. And Josiah took away all the abominations out of all the countries that pertained to the children of Israel. This is what Christ is going to do when he comes back. Going to do the exact same thing. He's going to take away pagan worship, satanic worship, and he's going to restore everything you saw and read, which is that's why he said, that's why John said and I saw the temple open in heaven, and I saw the Ark of the Covenant. Christ takes the commandments out of there. He comes back down here with them. Just saying. Ezra, which means help. No, it means help. help. Ezra 3, 8 through 11. Watch this. We're not going to read all this. This is just talking about Zerubbabel. And this is Zerubbabel, and he's commanded to rebuild the temple. Some people make a case that Zerubbabel might be one of the ones coming back and in the two witnesses? I don't think so, but you can make a good case biblically. Me personally, I believe it's going to be Elijah and Moses, which represents the law and the prophets. But it could be Enoch, it could be Elijah. We ain't gonna split hairs. We'll see when they get here. All right. But we will read this. Now, in the second year of their coming unto the house of God at the Jerusalem in the second month, began Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, the son of Zabad. But thing is, they were told to build the temple. That's what Christ's going to do. That's what people don't know. That the prophets know he got to do it. You can read Ezra on your own. Go to Nehemiah. It means the comfort of the Most High, the comfort of Yah, the comfort of God. Nehemiah 9:16 through 20. I'm glad you're getting something out of this. Auntie, I'm glad you're getting something out of this. Nehemiah 9:16 through 20. Watch this. Watch what Nehemiah is saying. But they and our fathers dealt proudly and hardened their necks and hearkened not unto thy commandments and refused to obey. Refused to obey who? To show you. Neither were mindful of thy wonders that thou didst among them, but hardened their necks, and in their rebellion appointed a captain to return to their bondage. But thou art a God ready to pardon. Who? Who is this God that's going to pardon? Yeshua! Gracious and merciful, slow to anger and great in kindness, and forsookest them not. He didn't forsake them. Wait a minute, I thought everybody died. No. See, everybody that's with Israel ain't with Israel. You get me? If you with Israel, you just walking with them, but you got to be obeying. The only ones that got in, all them people, they died. Their carcasses fell in the wilderness. But Nehemiah said you didn't forsake them. He let all of them folks die off, and everybody 25 and younger with Joshua and Caleb got into the promised land. But I thought he said he forsook them not. He forsook not the ones that obeyed him. He was gracious and merciful to the ones that obeyed him. He was slow to anger to the ones that obeyed him. He was great in kindness to the ones that obeyed him. Yea, when they had made the molten calf and said, this is thy God that brought thee out of the land of Egypt. The Most High brought them out, but they put something in his place. They put something in his place and say, this the God that brought us out. Most High don't want you mixing nothing with him. Oh yeah, Christmas class coming in 2 weeks. Don't you miss it. It says, yet thou and thy manifold mercies forsookest them not in the wilderness. But I thought all their carcasses fell in the wilderness. He forsook not the ones that obeyed him to lead them in the way. Neither, it says, but you forsook them not in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud departed not from them by day to lead them in the way, neither the pillar of cloud by night to show them light and the way wherein they should go. Watch this. Thou gavest also thy good spirit to instruct them. Who? Yeshua, the captain of the Lord's host. And withheld is not thy manna from their mouth, and gavest them water for their thirst. You gave them thy good spirit to instruct them. The Holy Spirit. Christ. That's why Christ said, if I'm going away and I'm going to send you another comforter. Christ was a comforter. He said, I'm going to send you another comforter. Go watch our spiritual gifts class. Let's go to Esther, or it's known as Hadassah. But this is going to shock you. I know this. I was telling a person about this before. The Most High's name isn't mentioned at all in the book of Esther. Not at all. Esther is known, some scholars say, a historical novella, meaning that it's a novel that's being told with the time during whenever this history of the Jews was. Esther was not among the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Most High people are but some people, well, we got to throw Esther out. Nope. The Most High people are mentioned, and his name / word is in them. So, Yeshua and Esther. Let's keep it moving. Job. Job. Oh boy. It means persecuted. Let's go to Job 1:21. Then we skip to 19:25, and then we go 33:2-4. Yeah, now watch what it says. Listen what Job says. I'm gonna show you Yeshua then. And said, Job said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, He gave what? He gave me life. John 1:1 said that Christ, John 1:1 through 1 through 7 or so, says that Christ made everything. And there was nothing that was made. There was nothing that was made that wasn't made for him and by him. The Lord gave and the Lord taketh away. Bless the name of the Lord. What have we been saying his name is? The Word, Christ. Job 19:25. Watch this. For what's the name? Because Job says, for I know that my what? Redeemer liveth. We just saw the Redeemer living in what book was that? It'll come back to me. In Ruth. In Ruth. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the last day upon the latter day or the last day upon the earth. Who? Christ. Job 33:2-4. Watch what Job says. Behold, now my tongue has spoken. My words shall be of uprightness of heart, and my lips shall utter the knowledge clearly. I don't think this was Job. This may have been Elihu or Eliphaz talking. Let me go and see. Hold on. Let's go to Job, the chapter 33. Brother Ronnie don't like to put nothing, because you know why? Because Brother Ronnie have to come the next week. He made him. Elihu is talking. Elihu, yeah, there we go. But he says, my words shall be of uprightness of heart, and my lips shall utter knowledge clearly. The Spirit of God hath made me. Who is that? Christ! And the breath of the Almighty hath given me what? Life. That breath of life. And man became a what? A living soul. That's Christ in Job or Ayab. Let's keep it moving. Psalms, book of praises. That's a Tehillim, which means the book of praises. Are you giving it to him? That's what he wants. The sacrifice of praise. Give it to him. Give it to him now. Give it to him now. Let's keep it moving. Psalms 110, 1-5. This is a Psalm of David. The Lord said unto my Lord. What? The Most High said unto my Lord. This David writing this. He's saying, the Most High said to Yahushua, sit thou at my right hand. How long? Till I make thine enemies thy footstool. Because he gonna what? Crush Satan when he comes back. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness. From the womb of the morning thou hast the dew of thy youth. The Lord hath sworn, and he will not repent. He ain't going to change his mind. Thou art a priest. Who? Yahushua, you a priest. Forever after the order of Melchizedek. Go watch our Melchizedek class. It's under our Levitical priesthood series. In verse 5, the Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. We still waiting on that. But what comes from his right hand? His commandments. Proverbs. It means these are the Proverbs of Solomon. Proverbs 6, 6:23. Then we'll skip to chapter 13:13-14. Watch this. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. Christ is the light, folks. And reproofs of instructions are the way of life. That's his law. The commandment is a lamp, it's a light. Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. What's the way? Blessed are the undefiled in the way. Who do what? Walk in the law of the Lord. That's Psalm 119:1. He said, I am the way, the truth. What's the truth? Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So let's get to the next one. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Let's read it. He said, whosoever despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. That's parallel poetry. He called the law the word first. Then he turned around and said, but he that feareth the commandment. They're the same thing. You shall be rewarded with what? Life. If you despise the law or despise his word, your reward will be death. The wages of sin is death. What is sin? Unrighteousness. So what is righteousness? Not sinning. Do y'all know the devil selling real estate to a place he ain't been? The devil ain't in hell, but he's selling plots of hell to people that disobey. He's selling real estate that he don't even own. But the Bible said that hell enlarges herself daily. The devil making a killing. How do you buy real estate in hell? You sin. The wages of sin is what? Death. How do you buy interest into the gates of righteousness? You obey. So if the wages of sin is death, what's the wages of obedience? Life. That's why Christ said, I counsel you, buy my gold. What? The commandments. They gold. But watch this. Whoso despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. The law of the wise is a fountain of life. He said, the way, the truth, the life. To depart from the snares of death. If you obey, you don't die. Wages of sin is death. The wages of righteousness, the wages of obedience is life, and life eternal. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. It says to convoke an assembly. Let's keep it moving. Solomon, what you say? Remember now thy creator. This Ecclesiastes 12:1. Then we skip to 13 to 14. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. Find them early, folks. Teach your children when they small. You can't wait till they 15, 16. They too big then. They got bad habits that they don't want to turn from. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth. Get them when out the womb. While the evil days come not, nor the days draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Verse 12 through 13. Verse 13 through 14. It says, let us hear. Solomon said, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Because everybody writing books, find your purpose in the Lord. 30 days to receive your purpose. Said, making money after money off these books. Well, why are you buying them books? This book got all that in it. Tell you how to get, because guess what? Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yah and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Man, that's what you're here for, to obey. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. He coming to judge it. Solomon said it. Christ even said at the end. Let's go to Song of Solomon. Oh, I like this one. Watch this one. This one's just a funny one to me. Oh, I left out the Song of Solomon. People don't know that the Song of Solomon is a story that Solomon wrote. It's some characters in there. You got the Shulamite, which is the woman, the bride. Then you got the beloved, which is Solomon. And then you got the choir. The choir, which is the rest of Israel, But this is a song that Solomon wrote. Go read it sometimes. He said, now this is what the woman said. The Shulamite woman said, I am black. But racist Hebrew Israelites try to make this be Solomon that's saying this. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. She said, I'm black, but I'm beautiful. But now this is Solomon. This is her talking about Solomon, who is her beloved. And it says, my beloved is white. Solomon is white and ruddy, the chiefest among 10,000. Woo. Woo. It's a type. Solomon is a type of Christ. And the chiefest among 10,000, the chiefest among 10,000. See, Solomon is just like his daddy. The Bible called David ruddy too. Just like it's, and that word ruddy is Adonai, which is the same word that describes Esau. Stop playing, folks. Stop being racist. Cut it out. But he's chiefest among 10,000. Who? Yahushua. Watch this. Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, and the word Adonai means like red earth. You ever seen red earth? It looks almost, it's blackish red. It's more brownish. It's brownish red. It's black, folks. Stop playing, man. And Enoch, also the seventh from Adam, and this is also in Enoch 1 chapter 9, which Jude is quoting from. And Enoch, also the seventh from Adam, prophesied these things, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints. When did he do that? He gonna do that in the end? And he came with 10,000 of his saints to Mount Sinai to execute judgment upon all. He gonna do it again to convince all that are ungodly among them all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and all of their hard speeches which godly sinners have spoken against them. He's chief among 10,000, just like in Deuteronomy 33, 1-5. Watch this. And this is the blessing. What you say, Moses? He said, Moses said, and this is the blessing. We're going to see what the blessing is. This is the blessing whereof Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And Moses said, this is the blessing. This is what he said. And he said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose up from Mount Seir. That's Esau's place. And to them, he shined forth from what? Mount Paran. And he came with what? 10,000 saints. And from his right hand went a fiery law from them. Who is that fiery law? That one that is chief among 10,000. How I know that? Keep reading. Yea, he loved the people. All his saints are in thy hand, and they sat down at thy feet, everyone to receive of thy words. Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. And he was king in Jeshurun. Who? Christ. But let's keep it moving. There you go. Christ in Songs of Solomon. Let's keep it moving. Isaiah or Yeshayahu. How did the word they get Isaiah to Yeshayahu? Well, they didn't change stuff all up, but let's keep it moving. Isaiah 2:2-3. Watch this. We're going to do Isaiah 2, verses 2-3, and then we skip to 9, 6-7, then we'll skip to 11, 1-3. Watch this. Isaiah 2:2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the tops of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations, some nations, all nations shall flow into it. And many people shall go and say, come, ye, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord in the house of the God of Jacob. This ain't happened. This prophecy. And he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion, the city of David, shall go forth the what? The law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Parallel poetry, letting you know the word and the law is the same thing. Let's skip to Isaiah 9:6. Watch this. For unto us a child is what? Born. What child? Christ. Unto us a son is given. What son? Christ, the Son of God. And the government, the world, will be upon his shoulder. And let's see what his name will be called. And his name shall be called Wonderful. Do you remember? I see those comments, Auntie. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. GW, all praises to the Most High. But it says in Judges chapter 13, he said, why do you ask my name, seeing it is secret? And we looked it up and it said what? Wonderful. All modern translations, it said where it says secret, it says wonderful. That was him there. And his name shall be called what? Wonderful, Counselor, the mighty God, the everlasting Father. Yes, because he's our Father because he made us. The Prince of what? Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end upon the throne of David. What's the caveat to sit on the throne of David? You got to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments just as it is written in the law of Moses. You can't sit on the throne. All of David's seed has to do that and continue to do that. Because we see that they're going to do that because he said when he come back, the law going to go forth from what? Zion. But Christians don't read the Bible. Watch this. And there shall come forth a rod. This is Isaiah 11. There shall come forth a rod of the stem of Jesse. Who is Jesse? That's David daddy. King David's father is Jesse. And a branch shall grow out of his roots. Who is that branch that's going to grow out the roots? Yeshua. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him. You see him. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to Jeremiah or Jeremiah. Yahweh throws. Watch this. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper and execute judgment and justice in the earth. He hasn't done that yet. Jeremiah 31:31-34. You ask a Christian, who is the new covenant with? Christians. That ain't what the Bible say. Jeremiah 31:31-34. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will make a new covenant. With who? the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Where them Christians at? Where they at? What Church of God in Christ? Where is Presbyterian? Where is Episcopalian? Where is Lutheran? Where is Jehovah's Witness? Where they at, man? I'm trying to where they at. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt with my covenant, which my covenant they break. He said, I didn't break it. Although I was a husband to them, saith the Lord, meaning past tense. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. See, Chris says, see, we ain't like Egypt. He said, but this is what it is. He said, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it on their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall no more every man teach his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for they shall all know me. Everybody don't know him yet. That's Christ. Keep it moving. Lamentations. Lamentations mean, how? Well, watch this. Thou, O Lord, remainest forever. That's Yeshua. He here forever. For thy throne from generation to generation. Wherefore dost thou forget us forever and forsake us so long? Turn thou us unto thee, O Lord, and we shall be turned. Renew our days as of old. He gonna do that. He gonna set everything back up just like it was. Go to Ezekiel. Yah strengthens. It says, afterward he brought me to the gate. Afterward he brought me to the gate, even to the gate that looketh toward the east. And behold, the glory of the God of Israel came from the way of the east. It says, and his voice was like a noise of many waters. That's Yeshua. And the earth shined in his glory. And it was according to the appearance of the vision which I saw, even according to the vision that I saw when I came to destroy the city. And the visions were like the vision that I saw at the river Chebar, and I fell on my face. You can go read, I believe it's in chapter 6. And hold on, where he saw all those visions of those Ophanim and different kind of angels. Hold on. I believe it's chapter 6. It's early on in the book. 6 or 10. I always forget. It might be chapter 10. My bad. Chapter 10, guys. You can see all that stuff that he saw. All right. But anyway, it says, watch this. And the glory of the Lord came into the house by the way of the gate, whose prospect is towards the east. So the Spirit took me up and brought me into the inner court. This is him showing the temple that Yeshua is going to build, folks. Not them people over there. Yeshua going to build it. Skip down to verse 7 at the bottom. And he said to me, Son of man, the place of my throne and the place of the soles of my feet, where I will dwell in the midst of the children of Israel forever, and my holy name shall the house of Israel no more defile. Neither they nor their kings by their whoredom, nor by the carcass of their kings in their high places. Yeshua coming to do that. Let's go to Daniel. Yah is my judge. Watch this. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This Nebuchadnezzar having a dream, and Daniel telling him what the dream is. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. The image head was of fine gold. That's Babylon. And it says, and his breast and his arms of silver, his breast and arms of silver, that's the Medo-Persian. And his belly and thighs of brass, those are the Grecians. His legs of iron, that's Rome. And his feet part iron and miry clay. That's all of this, the Roman Catholic Church and all these European countries and stuff, and break them into pieces. He saw a stone. What stone did he see? Christ. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, the gold, the broken pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floor, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image, Babylon this great, became a great mountain. What kind of mountain? Zion. And filled the whole earth. Because what? The law goes forth from what? Zion. This is the image that he saw. You see that stone come and break that image up? Let's go to Daniel 3:25 and 28. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, in the fiery furnace, the Hebrew boys. But he said, and the form of the fourth is like the Son of God. Yeshua in there. Skip to 28. It said the God of Israel, the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego sent his angel. Who? The Son of God to come get him out. In Daniel. Keep it moving. Hosea means salvation. It says, it says Hosea 1:1, and then we'll skip to 4, 1 through 6. The word of the Lord. Anytime you see the word of the Lord, that's his word, Christ. Hear the word of the Lord. Hear Christ, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing. Today in my city, for every morning somebody shot and killed. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. On the interstate, pow, 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 pow. Cut it out. Every day. Somebody, when I was at work, somebody right down the street got killed in a shot. I said, man, that's 2 minutes away from here where I was. I said, goodness, what's wrong with these people? But anyway, we skip down to the red. Why is all this happening? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou what? You forgot the law of thy God. Who was he? Christ! Joel, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. People don't know. Joel is known as the terrible visitation. When Christ come, when the Lord come back and render vengeance. Isaiah 2:1. Joel 2:1. Blow the trumpets. 3:6. The Lord shall roar out of Zion. And utter it. This stuff ain't came to pass. And utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy. When he get there, that's when Jerusalem is gonna be holy. When he gets back there, that's when it will be holy. It don't matter what's going on today. Amos means he's a burden bearer. Let's keep it moving. Amos 1:2. The Lord will roar from Zion. This is a common thing. He ain't got back there yet. He coming. Surely the Lord will do nothing but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophet. Christ was one of his prophets. Let's keep it moving. Obadiah. Oh, the racist Hebrew, they love this chapter. Edom gonna go down. Edom gonna go down. I'm gonna show you something about that Edom today. We almost done. It says Obadiah 15:8. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. You want to come get this law? That's your deliverance. And there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. They love that part. They eat that part up. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. Oh, see, we love that now. We love that now. Brother, don't run from no verses. But I want to tell you, Israel can be a part of Edom. Edom can be a part of Israel. If Israel, you want to go and do what Edom, the nations do, you can. Don't think you coming with the Most High. Just like he did them folks in the wilderness. He said, I didn't forsook them. What you mean? They carcass fell in the wilderness. But I'm going to show you something in Acts chapter 15. Watch this. This is when after Christ died, resurrected, and ascended back to on high, and the Jews didn't want to give salvation to Gentiles. They didn't want to give it to them. Now, racist Hebrew Israelites, they'll tell you, oh, Gentiles, see Gentiles in the Old Testament, then with Hebrews living like Greeks. That's partly right. But watch this. Acts 15. This is at the Jerusalem Council. Acts 15. It says, and to this agree the words of the prophets as it is written. What does it mean? It means it's wrote somewhere. After this, After this, I will return and build again the tabernacle of David. So that's what, when Christ come back, what does he do? He rebuilds the tabernacle of David, which is falling down. And I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. What? He gonna set, why is he setting up the tabernacle of David and the ruins? Why is he doing that? That the residue of men might seek after the Lord. And all the Gentiles. It said that the residue of men and all of the Gentiles upon whom my name is called. Now, those are Gentiles living like Greeks. But it says the residue of men might seek after the Lord. But it said it's wrote somewhere. Where is it wrote? In Amos chapter 9, 11 through 12. Watch this. In that day, I will raise up. Whoever wrote this in that, Luke wrote Acts. Look what he said. In that day, I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, up the breaches thereof. I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doth this. Now, wait a minute. How come in Acts chapter 15, it says the residue of men? In Amos chapter 12, it says the remnant of Edom. That's because the writer of Acts is quoting the Greek Septuagint, which is older than the Masoretic text. Let's see what the Greek Septuagint says. Watch this. It says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Consistent with even though he don't forsake his people, but they died in the will. If you Israel and you sinning, you gonna die. All of the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, who says calamity shall not certainly draw near nor come upon us. In that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David, which is fallen, and rebuild the ruins of it, and will set up the parts thereof that have been breaking down, and build it up as the ancient days, that the remnant of men and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called may earnestly seek me, saith the Lord, who does all these things. The Most High looks at, it's only two sets of people. You either Israel or Jacob, or you're Esau or Edom. You one of those two. If you keep the commandments, you Israel. If you don't, you're Esau. You're Edom. Or men. The Most High look at man. You either Jacob or you Esau. He loves Jacob, but he hates Esau or Edom, the sinner. Keep it moving. That word, Edom, in Acts chapter 15 is katapalopos, which means left down behind, that is remaining residue. Some Edomites, if they change, they can become part of Israel. Jonah, let's go. Let's show it. One verse in Jonah. Now the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow up Jonah. And Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days, 3 nights. You can read Matthew 12, 39 through 40. He said what Christ said. He said, it's a wicked and evil generation that seeketh after a sign. One sign to be given you, that the Son of Man will be in the heart of the earth 3 days, 3 nights. Easter Sunday, I'm going to need another day. And another night. I'm going to need that night. Micah, who is like Yahweh? Watch this. We almost done. But this is the prophecy of Christ being born out of Bethlehem. But thou, Bethlehem, Ephrathah, thou shalt be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth. He who? Christ. You can read the rest on your own. That's the Bethlehem prophecy. That's Christ in Micah. Nahum, comfort of Yahweh. It says, God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he will reverse his wrath for his enemy. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. Christ coming back to render vengeance on when he come back. Habakkuk, one who embraces or clings. We're just going to save time. We're just going to do 112. Art thou from everlasting, O Lord my God, mine holy one? We shall not die, O Lord. Thou hast ordained them for judgment. Almighty God, thou hast established them for what? Correction And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. Sound like the 10 Commandments to me. But anyway, skip to chapter 3 down at the bottom. God came from Teman. What's Teman? That's Edom. And the Holy One from Mount Paran. That sounds just like Deuteronomy chapter 33 when they got the law. His glory covered the heavens and the earth was full of his praise. That's the law that's going to go forth through all the earth, folks. Christ in there. Zephaniah. We're not going to read all of this. Just in the yellow. He will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord. I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place. That's what he's going to do. Ain't going to be no Christmas in the millennium kingdom. Ain't going to be no ham sandwiches in the millennial kingdom. Ain't gonna be no getting tatted up in the millennial kingdom. Ain't gonna be no pig eating in the millennial kingdom. Keep it moving. Haggai. Not gonna read it. Just again talking about Zerubbabel rebuilding the temple, just like Christ. Zechariah. Now I am gonna read this. It says, and he showed me, Zechariah 3, 1 through 5. And he showed me Joshua, the high priest. Not this is Satan accusing one of the high priests. His sons did some crazy stuff in the Most High, and Satan was like, he ain't what his boys ain't doing right. Joshua can't be the high priest. But watch this. And he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. Now watch this. And the Lord said to Satan, that's Yeshua, the Lord rebuked thee. Oh, Satan, even the Lord that has chosen Jerusalem rebuked thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of fire? That angel of the Lord said, the Lord rebuked thee. That's Yeshua. Keep it moving. Read that on your own. Zechariah 8, 3. And then we'll skip to 7 and 8. Watch this. Thus said the Lord. This is when he coming back. This is prophecy that hasn't come to pass yet. Thus said the Lord, I am returned unto Zion and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. Praise. I'll be glad when he does. Take us out of this wicked, evil world. And he's reestablished righteousness. And Jerusalem shall be called what? The city of truth. Is it called the city of truth today? No, it's not. And the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. Thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west, and I will bring them, not that 1948 stuff, not that Balfour Agreement back then with Britain and United States making backdoor. That ain't the Israel, folks. They can get in and be a part of Israel, but that ain't the Israel. It says, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in what? Righteousness. What's that? Read the bottom of the screen. Zechariah, this when he come back. We know this. Well, this ain't came to pass yet, but we ain't under that old law. Yes, you are. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. He gonna fight them, but it's gonna be a residue of them remaining that they're gonna have to get with the program. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. And his feet gonna touch the Mount of Olives. Go read in Matthew when he said, and they were on the Mount of Olives. And then later on in the chapter, he talking about if you shall say to this mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea. He gonna split a mountain. That's a teaser to another class. I ain't gonna get into that. But his feet gonna touch the Mount of Olives. Verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nation, the residue, Edom, which came against Jerusalem, shall even go up year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the feast of tabernacles. When he come back, tabernacles is being kept. And it shall be that whosoever will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. Let's look at Malachi. Because the only thing we get out of Malachi is, will a man rob God? Malachi 3, 1, and then we'll skip to 3, 1 to 3, then we'll skip to verse 6. I will send my messenger. Who is this? This is talking about John the Baptist. And he will prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly, that's Christ, come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, said the Lord of hosts. But who may abide in the day of his coming? I got to read something for you real quick. I know I might run a little over, but I apologize. Psalm 15, who may abide in your tabernacle? Who may abide in your holy hill, your holy mountain? He who walks uprightly and works righteousness and speaketh truth in his heart. He who does not backbite with his tongue. He who does no evil to his neighbor, nor does he take up a reproach against his friend, in whose eyes a vile person is despised. But he honors those who fear the Lord. He who swears to his own hurt and does not change. What I say, I'm going to do. What you say, you should do. What he say, he does do. And he don't change. It says, he who swears to his own hurt and does not change, who does not put out his money as usury, nor does he take a bribe against the innocents. He who does these things shall never be moved. Let somebody borrow some money. You know I gave you $500 today. You got to give me $3,000 next week. Stop. You wicked. You evil. Don't do that. Watch this. Verse 3, and he shall sit as a refiner and a purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi. Go read Isaiah 66. Somebody telling you they're a Levite today, they lying. Christ gonna pick out the Levites when he come back and purge them as gold. They, you a Levite, they just want to get your money. And purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. For I am the Lord thy God. What you say? I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. He don't change. That's the last. That's him throughout the book, guys. Eternal life. We're not going to read this. You can go to Matthew 19, Mark 10, Luke 10. When he say, good master, what must I do to inherit eternal life? He said, keep the commandments. Read that on your own. John 17 through 18. Sanctify them through thy what? Truth. Thy word is what? Truth. For thou hast sent me into the world, even so also I sent them into the world. And for their sakes, I sanctify myself, that they might be sanctified through the truth. The truth is still the same, folks. It's his laws, his statutes, and commandments. Don't you let Reverend Rudy Poo talk you out of it. Let's go to Acts. Because we've been talking about him coming back as king. That's all the law and the prophets been saying. And all of the kings supposed to do the law and teach the law and give it to the people and rule and reign and judge in righteousness. But Acts chapter 1, then we skip to verse 2. We only got 2 more slides after this. Acts chapter 1, 2, then we skip to verse 6, and then we do 9 through 11. Now, the writer of Acts says, until the day in which he was taken up. After that, through the Holy Ghost, what did he do? He had given commandments unto the apostle whom he had chosen. What did he give him? Right there. It just told you I gave him the truth. Thy word is truth. I sanctified myself by that truth. Acts 1:2 telling you he gave his apostles the commandments. When they were therefore come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, they know it. They know what the law and the prophets say. They know the book is about him. They know the book said he gonna be king. But they said, okay, so you died and you came back. Now what? Wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And when he had spoken these things, but he told them, well, it ain't for y'all to know right now. Don't worry about it. You just keep doing these commandments and tell everybody else about these commandments. That's all you do. They know that one day he got to roar out of Zion again. His feet got to touch the Mount of Olives. They know this. Why? Because it's written of him, lo, I come to do thy will, in the volume of the book. They were like, ain't you finna do it right now? Not time yet. And when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sights. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, he went up. As he went up, 2 men. Why do these people keep looking like men? Why do these angels keep looking like men? When they come, if they came in their full glory, they probably scare you half to death. But it says, 2 men stood by them in white apparel, letting you know they angels, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Jesus, Yeshua, Yahoshua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner. He ain't coming back. That's why he sent us the Holy Ghost. He ain't coming back till it's time. Oh, Jesus came to me bodily. No, he ain't. He might come to you in a vision or in a dream, but he ain't coming to you bodily. He ain't doing that till his feet touch the Mount of Olives. But which is taken up from heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. What's going on? What's going on? Here's the patience of the saints. Yeshua ain't doing it. He the same yesterday, today, and forever as Hebrew. Hold on. Let me look it up. Sometimes brother running mind go blank. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, Hebrews 13:8. Yeshua is the same one. That's Hebrews 13:8. Yeshua is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that would keep the commandments of God and a conjunction in addition to the faith of Yeshua, Yahoshua, Jesus. And behold, this is Revelation 22:12-15. And behold, I come quickly. I who? Christ. And my reward is with me. What's the reward? Life or death. To give every man according as his work shall be. The wages of sin is death. The wages of righteousness is life. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments. Do. Did you see the word do? That they may have right to the tree of life. Question, how do you get back to the tree of life? Do his commandments. How do you get to go through the gates of the city? Do the commandments. What's on the outside? Dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, murderers, idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. His birthday, December 25th. You a lie. You won't get into the city. You won't get to the tree. You go into the lake. Brothers and sisters, I have showed you him in the volume of the book. Thank you for joining us. And we have a few announcements. Thank y'all for joining us. I know I went over a little bit today, but got to get that word out. But if you want to join our email/cell phones list, you can do that via our website under contact us, and just under contact us, give me your information. And I'll add you to, I want to make one big cell phone list and one big email list where I can start just sending everybody stuff. But next week, tell everybody the Hanukkah class, tell them, come one, come all. In the very following week, December 19th, we're doing a Christmas class. If you don't know how to explain to your folks that Christmas is evil, wicked, and satanic, Brother Ronnie will do it for you. Make sure you're there. This is going to be a great class. Make sure you come. And food baskets will be given away after next week's class. My wife and Sister Tasha, they're over that part of our ministry. They do food baskets and food giveaways. We used to do it every month, but they doing it after class next week. They're gonna be giving out. If you know somebody, how many you got? Oh, she said you got all 15 already. She don't got all 15, so it'll be first come, first serve. Go to the website to contact us and type your name and everything in there and let us know if you want one or not. It's for the elderly and the disabled and the disabled, guys. We want to look out for them during these pestilence times. And everybody that's been given to the ministry, thank you. You can go to rapministries.org or net. They go to the same place, and you can give to the ministry. Thank everybody for their giving. I appreciate every dollar, every penny, every nickel. I don't get none of it. It goes straight to the ministry and out to the people. Don't come to me at all. I got a job. So thank you guys for joining us today. If you want one of those baskets, hit us up on our email, and then we'll try our best to get it to you. Okay. All right. So guys, thank you. If you go to the website, put it in. We'll pray for you. You want me to share it with the rest of the people? I'll share it with the rest of the people where we all can pray for you. But thank you guys for coming out. All praises unto you. All praises. Thank you for coming out. I know I was a little long today, but Shabbat Shalom. We love you. We'll continue to pray for you. And however we can serve, the ministry can serve you, email us, and we'll see what we can do about whatever need you may have. Okay? So without further ado, Shabbat shalom, peace and blessings, family. Thank you, Jacksons. The Jacksons, they such a blessing. Sister Erica, sister Yanice, that's such a blessing. Auntie, everybody, they are blessed. Everybody doing anything for this ministry, you are a blessing, and I thank you. Shabbat shalom. See you next week.